Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, runners, sprinters, swimmers, I don't know, athletes. Humans. Wherever you are watching this from, we are here live for Nedd Brockman's Uncomfortable Challenge. We're in the Melinda Gainsford Taylor studios.
Yes, and an appropriate place to be. One of Australia's great athletes, Tom.
Yep.
One of our great runners. We're a proud running nation.
Yep.
And Nedd, he embodies that spirit.
He does. Now, who on earth are we, you might be asking? I imagine most of you, if not at least some of you. I am Tom. This is Eddie. We run a sports podcast here in Australia called Hello Sport. We're friends of Nedd. We got behind him. We were exposed to Nedd, like I think many people were, when he ran across the greatest nation of all. That's our nation, Australia.
Yeah, and we fell in love with him.
Yep.
You know what I mean? As the rest of the nation did. But ever since then, we've had him a couple of times on the podcast. He's one of the great Australians, one of the great blokes.
Yep.
And we're out here tonight drumming up donations, sponsorship for the great man's achievements over the next 10 days, Tom.
That's right. Raising money for homelessness is Nedd. I don't have the exact number that he raised when running across the country. It was a couple of million, 2.5, 3, just over 2 million, Edward.
That's a lot of cheddar.
It's a heap of cheddar.
That's a lot of cheddar.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of cheddar.
But we also want to break that. Like, I'd like to break that.
No, of course.
You know?
Yes. We've just donated $2,000 to the cause.
100%. We want to get this thing started.
We wanted to get it going.
Get it kick-started, baby.
Yep.
Now, if you're watching this on the TikTok, which is the only place you can watch this, you will probably notice the donate button.
Yep.
That's where you do it.
Can we point to it here? It's a bit delayed on our thing, so I'm not going to know. Like, I can't really see it.
It's on the screen.
It's
like, you can see it.
You should be able to see it.
You can see it. It's like there's a red donate button. It's as red as the tracksuit I've got on.
Yeah.
You know?
Or as red as my nose.
Or as red as your
nose.
nose.
Which is a psoriasis issue. We won't get into it. A quick whip around just like Nedd's stats.
Where are we at?
Where are we at? So he's got, obviously, the man's got to run 161 kilometres a day.
And change. Like, there's a couple of decimal points there.
Okay.
Now, I don't think we need to mention them.
It's very specific. It's minutiae. It's too detailed. We're not going to do it.
No.
161 kilometres a day and change for 10 straight days.
Yep.
Now, 16 hours-ish, again, decimal points disregarded here. 16 hours day one,
yes.
Is that correct?
What, 15 hours, 59 minutes, something like that?
Yeah, about that, yep.
Yep.
Day two.
20 hours, 1 minute.
20 hours, 1 minute. Obviously, you'll be saying, well, that was a bit longer. Yeah, dude, you ever tried running 161 Ks? It might get tough.
Yeah, your body might start hurting a little bit, you know what I mean? I believe the running term might be DOMS. Is that correct? Delayed...
Yeah.
Onset muscle
syndrome. Basically, what happens, in a nutshell, is when you put your body through what Nedd's putting his through,
Hell.
Your body tries to start fighting back, going, bruh,
what are you doing?
What are you doing to me?
Yeah.
What are you doing to me,
You're
mate?
trying to take me out.
You're trying to take me out. You're trying to take me down.
It's almost similar like when fighters get knocked out. It's your brain going, all
Your brain
right,
shuts
you
off.
won't stop, I'm going to switch us off.
I'm going to do that through severe pain through the muscles.
Exactly. That's what
You know what I mean?
That's what DOMS is.
That's what DOMS is.
Yeah.
But you can run through DOMS. That's what I've been led to believe. Now, I'm just pulling information from everywhere at the moment.
Yeah.
And from what I understand, the early days in these ultras are the toughest. 2, 3, 4 always earmarked as Harry McClary days.
There was a runner of note in the chat, I was led to believe earlier on, who was given a bit more information. Again, you might be like, well, are you guys qualified to commentate, record-breaking runs?
Yes.
Yes, we are. We ran a marathon once.
Yes.
So, shush. Can't swear either. I almost did.
I know. What I was actually staggered about the first day, Tom, is that Nedd did 16 hours, right, for 4 marathons.
Yes.
Which would be 4 hours a marathon.
Yes.
I did 4 hours 25 for one singular marathon. Was pretty proud of myself.
5.5 hours.
But that puts into context.
Yes.
That is absolutely absurd.
It's absurd. And every time you sort of hear the breakdown stats of what he's actually doing, I'm just constantly realised of how insane it is. But also, like, we kind of just glossed over that the man ran for 20 straight hours. Like, what are we talking
Mate, he got
about?
cracking at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, all through the night. It was raining here in Sydney last night, like wet at 3 a.m. He finished at 12 p.m. today.
I won't take the bins out if it's raining. You know what I mean? I'm like...
and they could be overflowing, Tom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
you've got children, they could be full of nappies, and you're like, listen... It's raining. We can wait 7 days. You know you can't.
It's drizzly out. I'm not doing it. Whereas he's out there pounding the pavement. Or what is this called?
Tartan?
Is that the name? The tartan?
Yeah, I've always referred to it as tartan, but I don't know if that's correct. It's a running track.
I was going to call it tarmac. That feels like there's a bit of an airport about it.
Yeah, tarmac has got plenty of airport about it. Yeah.
Well, listen. I mean, when we arrived, he hadn't got out there yet to run. There was a notable it's not like there's many people in here. It's basically obviously his family, physio, but like Nedd just
the timers as well, and that's about it.
But it's Nedd just getting out there and getting to work. But there was still even just a notable like energy lift. You could just hear him out there. It's like, oh, Nedd's on track.
Well, it's like waiting for a band. You know what I mean? You're sitting there waiting when they come out. You get jacked up.
Yeah,
he's got a lot of front man about him. Nedd Brockman.
Well, he's all front man. He's a solo artist, you could say. But when you see him get out there and to start running, like after he's had 20 hours of hell and then whatever sleep he's able to get.
But not enough sleep for me, you know? I'm an 8-9 hour guy. Yeah. And I was just doing the math in my head. I'm like, okay, so he finishes at 12. What's he going to do after that? He's probably going to eat. He's probably going to have a shower. He's going to have to jump in the ice bath. He's got to get a massage. All these things take time, Tom.
They do.
These things take time.
Well, they take a lot of time.
A lot of time. He started running at 7, right? So let's assume he goes to bed at 1. How long does it take him to get to sleep? Half an hour, 45 minutes, maybe an hour. Now it's 2 o'clock. You got to be up at 6. It's 4 hours. I don't know how he does it.
No. And then when he's out there, he's shuffling, and you're like, this guy looks like he's in. Well, listen, an understandable amount of discomfort.
But then there's people in the comments, shout out to you, going, mate, gosh. Geez, it looks like he's shuffling a bit. I'm like, yeah, bruh. You heard of blisters, mate?
Yeah. And everything else.
Yeah.
Just the bones being completely, I'm going to retract the swear word I was about to use again. Sore. Very sore bones. Think about that, dribbler in the comments. But then like 2 laps in, he's singing. I couldn't make out what he was singing because Kid Leroy is also doing a sound check, a little actual rude of Kid Leroy to get in the way here. But he's doing a sound check next door, NRL Grand Final on tomorrow. But Nedd out there singing his
He's out there belting it out, mate. He seems like he's in a great space at the moment. Just moving nicely, moving freely. That's my opinion, okay? He looks great as he's sort of just about to meander behind us, Tom. Now, for those wondering, and I can understand it might be a little bit confusing about what a master lap is. Now, I was confused initially as well, but I've come out of here and I've run it by a couple of people.
Well, I think that the confusion is like if you're trying to run 161 kilometres a day and change, every time you're tuning into Nedd, he's in a different lane, it would seem.
Yes, correct.
Well, how does that work? How does that make sense?
So basically the way he's doing it, Tom, is he'll do a master lap is 2 laps in lane 8, 2 laps in lane 7, 2 laps in lane 6, 2 laps in lane 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2 laps in lane 1, and then back out again. 2 in lane 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and finishes with 2 in lane 8. That's a master lap, which is like 12.84 kilometres.
In the old,
Tom. In the old. He's got to stitch however many together that is to get to 161, and that's a master lap.
But the key point here, Eddie, is he only runs 2 laps in lane 1, not 4 laps like he does in every other.
Exactly right, Tom. Exactly right.
Are you following?
And that's an important distinction to make. Also, for those that are, wondering, well, who's keeping track of all this? Yeah. Because I was actually thinking to myself, Tom, I'd get confused. Like, I reckon you'd be so in your own head that I'd forget how many laps I've done in lane 2,
In fairness, I do think, and forgive me, I do have hay fever punters and dribblers out there, runners, athletes. I will be consulting my nose from time to time. There is someone there who's like, next lane, bro.
But what I'm saying is,
there's a lane guy.
If you're watching the live stream this morning, right, and you thought to yourself, well, he should be done because he was in lane 8 and now he's back in lane 7. The technicians, the timekeepers, Tom.
Yes.
They noticed that he'd missed a lap at some point through the night, so he had to do a make good.
That's why you get the best in the business out here checking the lane, the timing here. Like,
we need pros.
What do you think was going to happen? Me and Eddie.
Do you think it was bush league? Do you think there's people down there with stopwatches? No.
It's a serious business we're dealing with here.
It's an independent endurance sports tracking company called Track Me Live. They've got no relationship with Nedd or the event organisers. He's wearing an active timing chip on one foot and has an independent backup chip on the other foot. There are chip reader mats stationed on the track to record his laps, each with a secondary backup mat for verification. The finish of each split lap has a video camera capturing his crossing, which is independently verified against the readings in the electronic timing system.
There we go. So we've crossed T's, we've dotted I's.
Thank the Lord for James, though, because I don't think we would have been able to give.
Well, I
that
couldn't. I
sort
wasn't
of a
going to commit
succinct
that to memory.
explanation.
The last one, that it's likely one of the best documented and recorded ultra distance running attempts there has ever been.
Okay.
Right. All
Okay.
right,
Like, what do we? You know
this
what I mean?
guy, that's it. We're making sure that everything is as it should be.
I tell you when you know that no corners are being cut when you're wearing a backup chip.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like one chip's not good enough.
No,
Got to
no,
wear
no.
two.
In case something goes wrong, there is another. Well, it's like a backup parachute, really, isn't it? But in the
running,
in the
term.
timing game.
That's exactly right.
When was the last time you were timed doing something? I mean, obviously marathon, but like where you've tried to. I can't even.
Are you talking like the marathon was time?
That would have to be it, right? That's the last thing.
There's a timing chip in the bib.
I still don't know how that works, and I don't. It just looks like a piece of cardboard to me. I don't think there's a. Is there a chip in the marathon bibs?
Yes, there is.
Are we sure about that?
Did you
Can someone
turn?
leave a
You
comment
got
in there?
you turn it over. There's a chip in there.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was just like there are a bunch of cameras on course and it'd just like pick you up.
No. What, like facial?
No.
recognition?
Like as in it would register your number.
Right. No. Chipped up.
Get out of here.
Yeah. Now you learn them, buddy.
Well, no, because I thought because I heard the chip yarn.
Yeah.
But then when you look at that thing, I don't think that there was a chip in mine. Maybe I ran quicker.
Or slower.
Yeah, fair. Really? So like, is it visible when you flip it over? I'm genuinely like, because I just don't remember seeing one. They're thin bits of cardboard.
Yeah. No, it's on the
strip
back.
of plastic.
It's a strip of plastic. Yeah.
Jeez Louise.
Mate, we live in an exciting age, Tom.
Yeah, we do. Well, we're on TikTok, Edward.
Yes, we are.
I mean?
Been beamed out live to millions, nay billions.
Yeah, I think we're probably going for billions here.
Now, donations.
Yep.
If you've heard everything that we've just explained about how incredible this performance by Nedd is, by the numbers, surely that's moved you to make a donation of what you can afford to a really worthy cause in homelessness in Australia, Tom.
Yes. And exactly in terms of, as you said there, what you can afford. It doesn't need to be... it can be $1, it can be $5, it can be $100, it can be $1,000. Or if you're a big dog out there and you want to drop like 10 grand, 20 grand.
Like if you're like, let's just imagine that you're like a tech billionaire and you're sitting at home right now and you're watching this stream. You're in your skivvy, okay?
Yep.
And you're in one of your many homes and you think to yourself, how many billions have I got?
Yeah.
Many billions.
Well, I mean, multiple mistresses.
Yeah.
Keep it a PC, but I'm just saying.
Multiple yachts.
Yep.
Sure you can give over a million.
Well, $1 million. What's that? What's $1 million? You're a numbers guy. Percentage of $1 billion. If I've got $2 billion in my bank account, and I have $1 million, what is the million a percentage of? Like, what is that? How easy is that for me to just?
Maybe they'll do it for us off camera.
Yeah. Okay. So you can't do it. I'm putting pressure on you here. See, you're a numbers.
Well, so like there's 1,000 million in $1 billion, so there'd be 2,000 million in 2 billion.
I can't even handle it. It's too much.
It's too much. All we're saying is,
if you're a billionaire, give us some money.
That's what we're saying. That's what we're saying.
Is it too hard?
You almost might be you might also be wondering why homelessness. Now, you and I were lucky enough to go to the premiere of his documentary Run, which chronicled his incredible achievement running across the country, Cottesloe Beach to Bondi Beach, Tom. Mm-hmm. And it goes into sort of when he came to Sydney, seeing homelessness and how much it sort of affected him emotionally. Yep. He actually deeply cares. Can people watch that documentary if they want to learn more about like why?
Freebies.
Freebies.
And what about if you're tuning in from Paris, France right now? Do you need to have KO there? How could you watch it?
That's a very good question. We're working on it.
We're working on it. If you live in Australia, then KO Freebies, you don't need to get paid for a subscription.
Yes.
You can just
go and watch it.
You probably have to give over an email. I mean, I don't think that's the biggest.
You give over emails anytime you're trying to buy a burger from a cafe these days. It's not too much to ask.
No, it's not.
Scan a QR code.
Exactly right.
And when we say working on it, there is a big TV conference happening in Cannes in France, and there's an Australian company who's taking it there to sell it to the world.
Okay.
Literally next week.
There we go. I tell you what, if you haven't watched it yet and you are in Australia, give it a watch.
Yeah,
it is so good.
I'm just going to blow my nose, everyone, just out of respect for the people. I'm going to move my mic away. So if you're like wondering what I'm doing,
Hay fever, mate?
it's got its teeth into me today.
It's been blowing as well. There's pollen in the air, mate.
I don't want to mention brands. The nasal spray has been doing really good things for me. And I was like, I've beaten it. I have beaten hay fever. And then you wake up this morning and my nose is a tap. So just give me 1 second, please, runners. You might be able to hear it off camera anyway.
Yeah, you might. But honestly, the documentary is absolutely incredible. It's absolutely incredible. Like the insight they give into what a psycho Nedd is. The first thing he did, the first run he ever went on, he ran from his farm outside Forbes into town. It's like 60 Ks. Because his mum, to get milk. Like, he didn't even run with a bottle of water, I don't think, or maybe a bottle of water. Just completely ludicrous.
There's some really great behind the scenes stuff there. It gives you an insight into the family as well. One of the, again, because we're talking, like, seeing it gets across in the movie like how much it means to him. Where there's a moment where he's just sort of like filming himself after he's just spoken to a homeless person, and this is before he's Nedd Brockman. This is before he's and he's just a dude. And he's talking to this guy, and they've had this conversation about his story and everything. You can just see how much it affects him, where you're like, it then affects you when you're watching it in the film, where you're like, this guy is 100% legit.
100% legit.
He's the real deal. And then also, then you meet him after he runs across Australia, and he's, his life has completely changed. He's also just genuinely one of the nicest humans of all time.
Yes. It's actually crazy. And I know for me, at least, I was like, there has to be a reason that he's doing this. What I mean by that is what's happened so that you seemingly have this ability to like just endure pain like you do.
Well, we were looking at the rap video from not a rap video. He wasn't rapping, at least as far as I am aware. His day 2 wrap up video that he just posted to Instagram, and he's just run 20 hours of pure unadulterated running hell. Gets off and just goes like, "Yeah, easy day,
easy day." I'm like, was it though?
Yeah.
Didn't look easy. Not
just
to
that,
me.
Well, just that energy. I, again, won't go outside if it's raining. Is he coming back behind us? Is he there?
Yes, he's looking good. He's looking good.
Well, he's starting to move now.
He's moving freely.
He's moving good. Good cadence on the kid.
Great cadence.
Really good cadence.
It's all about cadence.
I don't want to get too into cadence. I don't start with, look, I'm sure there's some people in here who are runners. I don't want to tell you how to run, but I'm about to. Cadence is key. I'm talking, what BPM we want to be working there, Eddie? Was it 160?
Was it
160 or 180?
Because
now I'm losing my cadence. But listen, all I'm saying
158, was it?
Oh, geez. I think it was in the 60s. But, I mean, don't take my word for it. But cadence is everything, right? You don't want to have your and stride length. And it just looks like he's just trotting along nicely there.
Well, you don't want your impact with the ground to be too far out because you want the load underneath the knees and the hips, Tom.
Yep.
Takes more of the...
It just...
Takes more of the pressure.
Listen,
we're getting technical.
It's technical stuff.
We're getting very technical.
It's technical stuff.
We don't want to bore the people, but cadence, everything.
Yeah.
And his cadence looks incredible.
Yeah,
his speed looks great. And his stride length is pure.
Yeah, no, it's pure. Donate for cadence, if for nothing else.
If for nothing else, if you don't have any other reason, if homelessness doesn't really, it's not your cup of tea, which should be weird. If running 160 k's a day isn't your thing, then just donate for cadence.
Donate for cadence. Believe in cadence.
If you respect cadence, then donate. If you respect mullets, then donate.
The mullet's looking good.
If you're from the Central West right now, Forbes, Dubbo, Orange, but whatever, that part of the world, donate.
Is that Australia's food bowl, the Central West? Or is that the Liverpool Plains?
I think that might be the Liverpool Plains, mate. I'm not gonna lay claim to that. No.
I think it is the Liverpool Plains, mate, but it's a great part of Australia.
Yeah, Forbes, the food bowl of the nation. Food bowl of the nation. Forbes, one of the great towns all time.
Mate, they had a ball for it.
They had a ball. Ian Brockman.
Ian Brockman, great friend.
Old man. That's
father of note.
That's one of the great fathers.
Yep.
Likes a crop too.
Oh,
big crop guy.
Yeah, he'll stop for a crop.
Yeah.
Stop, crop and roll. He was telling us that they had a ball for Nedd back at Forbes last night to raise money. How much did again?
30 to 40,000.
40 grand they raised last night. So donate for that. You know what I mean? Everyone's doing their bit.
I liked that it was a gala.
Well, like, what is that? Black tie? Is that what a gala ball is? Where you got or is it all balls? Black tie.
I don't know. What I do know is if I hear someone went to a gala, I'm like, that sounds ritzy.
Yeah, it does. It does. It sounds like almost what would I like ritzy, but like high society.
Yes, well-to-do.
Yes,
aristocracy.
Yes,
that sort of thing.
Forbes aristocracy.
Forbes aristocracy. That's right.
They haven't had one in Forbes for ages, and so the Nedd, the cause for Nedd brought them back together to have a gala. And at the start of the night, they said it was good to be out of hoodies and in black tie, so it was black tie.
There you go.
Very fancy.
There you go. Good to be out of hoodies and into black tie.
Well, he's brought the community together.
And he's brought back the gala.
Yeah.
What can't this man do? Again, if for nothing else, donate for the fact that he's brought galas back to Forbes.
Exactly. Listen, if that's the way for you to justify in your mind,
Yeah.
this is where your money's going to. There's galas. Again, if you're a sicko and homelessness doesn't upset you,
Yeah.
donate for galas.
Yeah. If homelessness doesn't move your needle, galas then. And not a galos, gala.
Not an ad. If you're looking, if you've been watching the stream and you wonder what is going on with those toilets there, what's Good Day? I've seen the toilets there. There's one on either end of the track. Nedd's been using them. We went down there and inspected them. They had a scent of Nedd.
I believe he said been given them
a good work,
a good working,
a good honest work.
He may have yelled that out earlier, but I was happy to hear that they were going to good use.
Yes.
You know, yes. I would have been insulted, probably offended on a certain level if he'd just.
Well, to be honest, I reckon more so from just like a functional standpoint. If he wasn't using it, then there would probably be some sort of an issue there. Don't you reckon? Like, surely you got to go. Anyway, the Good Day toilets. We did provide the Good Day toilets, and honestly, to know that I'm helping Nedd take dumps on runs, like that means the world to me.
It honestly, it means everything.
Because we said to him earlier, we were like, well, this is before the thing. We were like, mate, like who's taking care of your poos, dude? Like, has anyone even thought of that yet?
Hey, honestly, it's a fair question.
Is it
crass though? An important bodily function, the digestive system.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's the thing that sometimes I think you need to sort of shine a light on. Like, hey, people, talking about pooing isn't crass. We all do it. It's fine.
Yes.
We just want to make sure that
it's okay to poo.
It's okay to poo, and we just wanted to make sure that Nedd felt like that was, that was.
Well, the last thing I would want, Tom, is for Nedd to have to worry about that on top of everything else. I mean, it's just taken one thing off his plate.
Well, because he said to us, well, before you guys came on board and provided these toilets, shout out to Good Day Multivitamins, he was just going to get a bunch of those sandwich bags from Woolies and have someone go around with a shovel. And it was like that just, again, there's going to be a live stream, and we didn't think that was going to be... That wasn't going to be a good look?
It's not a good look.
No.
It's not a good look. I mean, it's probably efficient, just dropping them off on the side of the track, but...
Yeah, look, there would be... But, I mean, sort of. But you're still having to drop trowel, You're still going to have to... I feel like the toilet's much more efficient.
Much more efficient. And... So we've got to...
On his run across Australia, the first few days he would go behind a bush and kind of hide. After about day 5, he would just literally drop trowel on the side of the road. And
everyone's just looking the other way.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
So
Ned's doing another crap.
He could not care.
But so to that point, but that's so. Well, you're probably thinking that we've been joking for the last 5 minutes. We're not. There was a real chance without the Good Day toilets, toilets.
Well, that's what they are.
Yes, I was probably about to swear, but I don't know if I can use that word, so I won't. Is that he was just going to drop the Dax on the side of the track? Day 5, middle of the night. You just
listen, dude. Dogs do it at every park in this country, and you just basically have to walk around with a bag and clean up after your pooch. There was obviously going to be some... We were going to bring in the best of the best. We were going to bring professional dog walkers to do it. We didn't just want to have anyone picking up Nedd's crap, but it was like, let's find a better way.
Yes, and we've found that.
Yeah.
Thanks to Good Day, begoodhealth.com.au.
I haven't seen him use it yet, though, since we've been here, and I got to say, there you go, it's in shot now, just on the right. I haven't seen him use it yet. We were also told we weren't able to put cameras and mics in there. We thought it'd be good for content. It makes sense.
Well, I wouldn't have minded, Tom. In fact, I would have liked there to just be almost like the Big Brother, sort of the diary room.
Yeah.
Or whatever it was called.
Yeah.
You know, Nedd goes in there and as he's relieving himself, grunting one out, he's walking us through the day so far.
Yes.
That would have been honest, raw and pure.
Yeah, that content would have pumped.
He got knocked on the head, sure. And I mean, but you got to shoot your shot.
Yeah, you do. You got to have a crack. You got to have a crack out here. How far has he run since we've? Where are we at? We're at 321 k's there.
So he's in. I think he's in lane 6.
He'd be nearing the first of his master laps.
Knocking off the first master lap.
And then,
almost.
generally speaking, James, will he have a breather after a master lap?
Yeah, he'll go in and have it might be a couple of minutes, but he might just keep going too.
Interesting.
Now, he will lose an hour, I think, at about 2 a.m. He won't lose an hour in terms of like the timed aspect.
Well, that's because it's not possible.
Correct. But he will lose an hour on the clocks
Yep.
because of daylight savings. Is there a plan for that, or he just like...
So it just means that the total hours that he has to beat, it just means it's an hour later on the Monday morning on the 14th. So it just gets, because he loses an hour, so it just adds an extra hour.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Even though it makes no actual change, that would mess me up a little bit. I'd be like, that's annoying.
I've been thinking about it.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about it.
Obviously, we're not cut from the right cloth, but like,
No.
you know what I mean?
Exactly right. Now, I think the record's 10 hours, 10 days, 10 hours, something like that. The record's old too, maybe like 30 years old. So it's not for the faint-hearted. But a reminder, punters and dribblers, audience runners, the reason we're here is to donate money for homelessness. And let's not lose sight of that.
No. Obviously, a record is amazing, but the money raised goes to We Are Mobilised, it's a very good cause, and they do great things. James, back to you.
Since you guys have been on air, we've gone over $150,000 raised.
Bang, just ticked over 150,000. Just in our session as well, that's insane.
In our session.
30 minutes.
Total, but
Oh, total, okay.
we've still got a bit of time.
Okay.
Find one of those millionaires.
150 grand.
That's good cheddar.
That's fantastic.
But there's a lot of work to be done because it was 2 million last time. I'd like to beat that. I'd like to see that beaten.
That'll get beaten, don't you worry. As he keeps trotting around there, that's going to get beaten. But ticking over 150 grand again, wasn't it? What was his goal? The first, was it $1 million that he was trying to get?
Yeah, $1 million
first time.
Yeah.
Incredible. He sets it again. One of the things we respect about Nedd, and you and I will talk about it like just in quieter moments where we're like, you know, you're sort of debriefing when he's done something incredible or he's about to, where you're like the nuts that it takes, the stones,
The cojones.
the cojones, to like put yourself out there to this level and to put it all on the line and have a crack is just like so terrifying to then go and like confront it.
Just immense respect. For example, with this, you know, there's a lot of people out there that are saying you can't break the record, whatever. What he is doing is he's having a serious crack at trying to achieve it to the point where they've only got this place for 10 days. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He's got to go.
He's got to go.
There's some
Sound coming in?
through here. Sorry. Dude, that was my phone. My phone just started playing that.
I was like, what's going on here?
Apologies to everyone.
So the guy he sets these crazy goals and he goes after them.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. It's absolutely ridiculous. Like this, for example, I'm like, if you're sitting down after you run across Australia and you're just starting to come up with another challenge, I'd skip this one.
Yeah.
That's me personally.
No, I get it. Like, let's maybe do something that's not off the feet even. But also, in between this, he got into chin-ups. He had a chin-up phase. Remember that? Where it's like,
Well,
you know what I'm gonna do?
because he had to
stare at a wall and just do chin-ups
Well,
like
'cause he had
day
to-
after day after day. And it's like, Nedd, what? I'm not going to swear. What on earth are you doing, my friend?
Yeah, and he got jacked too. He got V'd up like
Dude,
you
his
wouldn't
back.
believe.
You could do four-wheel driving across his back.
God
That
damn,
thing
they
was-
did. They were
yeah.
running tours.
Yeah, they were. It was fantastic.
You need a big winch too to go off to get off his back. It was unbelievable. Unbelievable.
James, you have your hand up there. Was there no? Oh, okay. Who was the? How many times has the record been attempted? Is that?
This record?
Yes.
I don't know how many times it's been attempted. It was in 1988 was the record was broken.
So 36 years.
Yeah.
36 years.
36 years. Just before I was born. I'm 24.
So it's been a lengthy record.
Yes.
The guy who broke it, Giannis Kouros, is kind of regarded as the GOAT of ultra-distance running. So Nedd very much acknowledges that and respects that this guy is the greatest of all time. And he holds a whole host of records and was... Aussies may know him from beating Cliffy Young in the Westfield Sydney marathons. He used to do in the 80s.
Okay.
Okay, so Giannis Kouros, one of the GOATs. Sometimes you got to go after a goat, though.
Well, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Well, the only way to beat a goat's to go after him.
You know, like sometimes people can get a bit scared of goats,
Yep.
which I get.
No, I get it.
But if you want to go goat hunting,
You got to go after it.
you got to go after it.
Well, listen, what are we, day 3? And I mean, the goat's still in sight.
It's still there.
It's still there. The goat's still
Needs a
there.
big day today, though, which I fully expect. But he needs your support.
Yeah, he does.
That's what he needs. So just hit that donate button. And if you sort of just say, oh, you're umming and ahhing, why don't you just scratch around under the sofa, okay, go out to the car, see if you got a little bit laying around so that you can justify shipping $5 out of your account into We Are Mobilisers.
Is there a world where when he gets it, they redo that 500 miles and turn it to 1,000 miles? Is that the song? I will walk 500 miles.
And I will walk
But I think we just changed to Nedd Brockman ran 1,000 miles and raised 10 million or whatever the hell. You know what I mean? I feel like there's just a world. Not you and I.
Would you sing it for me?
No, because I'm not musically gifted, right?
Right.
But, and it's also an accent. I don't know what accent that is that they're singing that in. Maybe a Scottish or an Irish, which I'm also not going to attempt.
No.
For many reasons, to be honest.
So the chorus, and I'm not going to sing it either, but I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 more just to be the man who walked 1,000 miles to fall down at your door.
There you go. There's some.
So there's room there.
And who sung it?
It was the Proclaimers.
The Proclaimers.
The
you
glasses. Were they two glasses?
Listen, I'm not going to pretend, with respect to the Proclaimers, that I could spot them in a lineup, but I could sort of see that from here. But the song itself, I definitely know.
It's an absolute ripper.
No, it's a banger. It
So are the
slaps.
Proclaimers still getting around? Is there a chance
Listen,
that we could...
Their song is, but surely you'd be able to co-opt that, get someone to remix it. Your boy Sizz.
Sure.
But you could definitely get someone to do that. Surely if and when he hits it.
If and when he hits it, mate. If and when he hits it.
They
John?
released a new album in 2022.
So
they're still around.
They're
Maybe
still
they
around.
re-record it.
Maybe.
No disrespect, they might be looking for some things to do.
Yeah, with all due respect.
With all due respect.
This could be the
Invigoration?
Yes, thank you.
Reinvigorating?
that they needed the Proclaimers.
Much
no
like...
disrespect to them.
No disrespect. Full respect. But much like when was it... the NRL preseason rev up, there they are there.
They look a bit old now, but they apparently toured Australia in 2019.
Looked like they would have slayed back in the day, those two. But what was the rugby league song? That's my team. What's
Yes.
my scene? What's my scene? Is that Screaming Jets?
Hoodoo
Gurus. See, they redid one.
Yeah,
They redid
and it
that.
slapped.
Yeah.
That's my team.
Yeah.
Redo it. Put your name back up in lights again.
We redo the video clip with Nedd just running.
Make the Proclaimers great again via
Yes.
Nedd.
And us, I wouldn't mind being in it.
I would be in it.
I think we can be in the background, maybe playing an instrument.
Tambourine.
Something to think about.
And if they're not available, there's obviously Vanessa Carlton's 1,000 Miles song. Do you know
Now,
that one?
I'm going to need you to sing that one, James.
No, it's got the piano.
And is it that? Yeah,
it
it's in
is.
White Chicks.
Of all the movies to be...
What is that?
No, I'm just trying to remember.
It is in White
If
Chicks.
I could
And you pass me by as I can walk 1,000 miles. I could just see you
tonight. Okay.
Yeah. Making my way downtown,
Yeah.
working for
It
yeah, beautiful stuff.
is actually a track.
If you like that song, donate.
Donate. Oh, yeah.
Did you like that song?
Of it?
Did you like that song? Did you like that rendition? Are you sitting there going, wow, I'm in the presence of two, arguably the greatest singers of their generation, Tom and Eddie?
Correct.
If that's the case, hit the button. Hit the donate button.
It'd mean a lot.
Do it. Do it.
And I'm happy with either of those songs, to be fair. Proclaimers, though, probably.
But imagine doing a montage, right, of Nedd, because I'm backing him in, obviously.
Yes.
That he gets the record 10 days and even 9 hours, get it real tight. And the montage, the song 1,000 Miles by Vanessa Carlton comes over the top. We changed the lyrics. Like, that's a motive.
Yep, absolutely. Let's give an update for people who are just tuning in. Who the hell is here? What are we doing? It's Tom and Eddie from the Hello Sport podcast, and we are doing a TikTok live stream here on Nedd's TikTok. Nedd kicked off at what time tonight? Was it 7?
7 p.m.
7 p.m., 6:30, 7 p.m. He was back out there running.
About 6:30.
About
maybe.
6:30, I reckon.
Yep.
He was on the track for 20 hours yesterday. 20 hours, 1 minute, just grinding.
Again, 4 p.m. in the afternoon yesterday till 12 p.m. today, and it was hot as well.
It was hot, yeah.
It was hot.
It was hot today,
and it was hotter in the morning.
Exactly. So you've come out of a long night on the tools, arguably the longest night.
Yep.
Bit of rain around, and you come into a hot day. 20 hours, just insane. Goes for a kip. Comes out looking good. Looking pretty great.
Mate, well, exactly.
He's changed directions, Tom.
We've had a direction change.
So he's finished his first master lap. So
Finished
you'll
his
see down
first
the
master
bottom,
lap.
he's now done, it's registered, he's done his lap, he's on lap 26, so he's done 333 Ks now.
There you go.
333 kilometres he's on.
So for those asking, why doesn't it update all the time? It updates after the master lap.
Yes. Let's give another master lap recap, because I feel like we did that just when we got on here.
Master lap essentially is, very simply, he'll start in lane 8, he'll do 2 laps there, and then he'll move to lane 7, 2 laps there, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He'll do 2 laps in lane 1 and then back out. So 2 and 2, 2 and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So essentially 4 laps in each lane except lane 1, where he only runs 2 laps. Does that make sense? It should. That accounts to about 12.84 kilometres. Then he'll either have a breather, maybe something to eat, or he'll turn around, go the other way, go the other direction, and just keep banging them out, baby. Just banging them out.
Keep going.
Just keep banging them out. For those, I've just seen a couple of comments here, like, how has this all been tracked? It's been tracked independently by a timekeeping company.
What are they called again?
Track Me Live.
Track Me Live.
Best in the business, I've heard.
Yeah, well, they're saying it's potentially the most, technically and professionally timed event.
Yep.
From an ultra running
From an ultra running perspective.
No ultra has been this scrutinised from a timing perspective.
Yep.
So much so that when he thought he was finished this morning, they found an anomaly. He hadn't run enough laps. He had to keep running. So people were like, I was watching the live stream this morning. I'm like, he should finish in lane 8. Why the fuck's he going back to lane 7? Apologies. Why is he going to lane 7?
That's the first swear word we're aware of.
Yeah, sorry. My bad. Why did he go back to lane 7? Because the timers found an error, okay?
Yeah.
And they had to account for it, so he had to go back out there. That would have been tough at 12 this morning.
Oh, mate, seriously. Sorry, I'm just having a look at Nedd running here. It would be so tough after doing all that. 20 hours.
Sorry,
dude,
mate.
You got to go again. How much further did he have to run? It wasn't like he had to do another.
I think he had to do another lap or
master
2.
lap,
Yeah.
Just another couple of laps.
Yeah.
Correct. So there's literally someone, there's a couple who are doing it, and they're sitting in a room marking it off for 20 hours straight.
So they don't even, are they like, let's get one of them in here. Like, are they having any time off? When do they sleep?
Well,
When Nedd's finished? Are they taking it in turns?
They'd have to. It'd be like
How do you get into that gig? Goodness gracious.
into the timing gig, into the
Yeah.
ultras gig.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be tough.
Far
Yeah, and then
out.
there's people who are kind of saying it's not legit, and they're like genuinely kind of offended because it's like they love
Well,
it.
I mean, listen, what you got to realise about people who talk shit, 2 swear words, sorry, is that they usually don't have much going on.
But that's what's required, and it's just an insight into how professional the setup is from a
Yes.
timing perspective.
Yeah,
No stone left unturned. Because you just want to get it right, you know?
of course. And I mean, when you're all waking up, in the middle of the night to nip off to the bathroom for a relieving urine, just remember, Nedd's still out here running. That's what I think about it. And I'm like, I wake up and I'll be like, Jesus, he's just still going.
When you wake up at 3 and you're laying there and you're upset because you can't go back to sleep, Nedd's still running.
Yeah, you're laying in your bed. So get on the little donate button there. It's as red as our trackies.
100%. Hit the donate button. If you were laying in bed last night listening to the gentle pitter-patter of rain on the roof,
Yeah.
thinking
Warm
to
in your
yourself,
bed.
God, I'm warm and cozy. Like, this is as good as it gets. And I'm guilty of that. I love that. There's nothing better for me than hearing rain on a tin roof. I just find it soothing as. But he was out here with his shirt off getting after it. Nipples taped to within an inch of their life.
Well, that's the thing. I was looking at that. I was like, is he running the nipple tape setup constantly? Those things aren't getting a breather.
No. completely
covered up.
And would he be changing the tape? Do you think? Was that fresh tape every day?
Every day, yeah, sure.
Oh,
yeah, you're not leaving that. But then again,
but it's getting it off.
It's another thing you got to deal with.
Getting it off.
Yeah.
You've had a long day on the tools, and now you got to rip tape off your nipples. If that sounds painful to you, hit the donate button.
Yeah, exactly.
Donate for Nedd's nipples, for God's sake. I mean, they're getting the work out of their lives out there.
I wonder, and you guys may have even seen it in the room here, like the nipple tape setup. Does he have something? Is he just applying that elastoplast tape straight to the nipple, or are they putting something over at least the areola and the nub?
Yeah, is the areola protected underneath the
straight to the nip.
Straight to the. See, that's an interesting setup. I would have thought there'd be nipple tape out there that's just a little bit more considerate.
Or you put a bit of that, like some sort of a cotton bud over the nipple.
The nipple, you think,
and then just tape that down.
What about? I think we might get him to keep them. Good memorabilia. Do you think?
The nipple tape.
Yeah.
That'd go for huge money.
As long as he's got some chest.
Donate for that.
Yeah, donate for the nipple tape. We did try to get his toenail from the first run. We wanted to put that behind glass, but I think it fell off in the ivy pool.
It did fall off in the ivy pool. There was a look of concern on his face. He was actually a judge at an event we were at, Tom. And he said, I wouldn't swim in there, boys. I've just lost a toe in there.
Yeah, the toe.
Not a toe.
Was that the maggoted
toe? It was the maggoted toe. It was the maggoted toe. And
again,
part of me was like, we should go back in there. I wouldn't touch it, but that thing probably would have.
His feet were in such bad nick in his first run across Australia that there was maggots in his toe. That's a true story. If that disgusts you, hit the donate button.
Well, I was also interested down there when we went down for a little walk past the Good Day toilets.
Shout out to him, bigwoodhealth.com.au.
There was like a rack of shoes there. Is he, what's like when I'm thinking sort of like Formula One pit crew sort of stuff?
Like tyres.
Yeah. How frequently is he coming in for a wheel change?
Last night he changed just because they got wet.
Okay.
So he'll kind of run the same one each day, but he has had to go up in sizes.
Because his feet are swelling.
Feet are swelling, yeah. So he normally runs at a 9.5.
Can you take one of those shoes off, Eddie, so we can have a little look at it? Because we did get hooked up with some. Are these Brockman shoes? These are some Puma numbers.
We were given the Puma Nitro.
So they're the Deviate, I think. He's running the Mag Max.
He's running the Mad Max.
So I'm running a Nitro Deviate here. Obviously, I wasn't given the Mad Max. It's probably just a nod to my talent, and that's fine.
Well, it's more for speed.
Okay, so this is for.
Is this the Mad Max?
So the Nitro makes me quicker.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that makes sense.
This is more of an ultra distance cushioning.
Is this a Nitro as well? Or is this
they're both Nitro, but that's Mag Max.
So this is the Mad Max.
Yeah, he gave feedback and helped make it.
Look at that. Look at the tread on
That's
those.
Serious. That's all tread.
Yeah, that is.
Lot of tread there.
And so is all that tread? And again, if no one in here knows, maybe you can tell us in the comments. But is that like ultra marathon sort of tread? Like you need tread like that if you're running serious distances?
For ultra distance, maximum cushioning, yeah.
Yeah, right. For the joints. Not those joints.
How many shoes did you have on the rack?
Mate, I saw like 6 to 8. Now, I might be punching up those numbers just because of, my own warped memory, but it seemed like there was a fair few shoes.
Now, James, you may have the answer for this. During his runs across the country, very rarely, and this may shock people, did he actually run with music? It was usually just him in his own mind. Is that correct?
Yeah, raw dogging.
He would raw dog it, right? He raw dogged the nation, essentially.
I can barely raw dog going to sleep. I could have something in my ear the whole time.
Yes, I know you do. When we've gone away together, I'm like, this guy just listens to podcasts all night. I don't know how you do it. No. But is he raw dogging mainly the last couple of nights?
Yep.
It's like, donate for that.
For raw dogging.
Donate for raw dogging. You think those blokes sitting on planes staring at a screen for 5 hours? That's not raw dogging.
No, that's not raw dogging. You just sit there.
Doing 160 Ks without music, that is raw dogging.
There's the raw dog now.
Look at him. Look at the raw dog.
Look at him raw dogging.
Look at the raw dog.
Just trotting.
Just dogging it.
Raw as it gets.
He's also raw dogging crowd. So people are asking when they can come and watch.
Yep.
And from day 6, and part of that is he's raw dogging. So when he's in his hardest, toughest times, he'll let people come if they want to come and watch. They can cheer him on, and he's got that as kind of his music.
Okay. Well, as we were in here before, just maybe before we got started actually, but you could see a bunch of people coming up to the fence and just whipping him home. just cheering him on. It was actually quite cool to see.
So we are at the Sydney Olympic Park Athletics Centre, which brings back a lot of nice memories for me, Tom, back in my primary school state days.
Yes. State, like, are we talking, as in you represented the state?
No, I represented Western area, which is like Central West at state against, you know what I mean?
Cool. I was just checking. Because, I mean, I wasn't sure whether you were telling me. I'd never heard that in their entire friendship. You represented the state. I just wanted to check.
I didn't.
Okay, good.
I represented Western area. All I'm saying is it's nice to be back.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah. No, for sure. I don't know if I ever made it to this far. I did shot put regionally. For anyone who's interested.
Well, you're very broad, mate. Not the point.
No.
Not important.
Donate for broadness.
If my story about coming here when I was 11 to become 7th in my heat impresses you, hit the donate button. You know what I mean?
Pop there.
The little one. Also donate for that.
Testy Pops. Nedd has those. He loves
Yes,
Testy
he
Pops.
does. Yeah, he does. He came on with to a live stream of ours. Was that a live stream?
Yeah, I think it was a live stream, and then I actually had to stop bringing it up.
And he had a few Testy Pops that night, and Tom, in his infinite wisdom, just brought it up.
Dude, I can't help it. When you hear a Testy Pop, you can't just let that hang in the wind. I feel like you have to acknowledge it. For those of you who don't know, it's when a man's testicle explodes and their voice goes high in the middle of a conversation. But it was very cool just to see people coming along and cheering him. You can imagine tomorrow when the NRL Grand Final is going to be on out here, there's going to be some serious dribblers getting around, yipping and yahooing.
But so it's obviously day 3. Day 6, get out here if you can.
Yes.
Support him.
Come and sit in the stands and cheer him on. But I was even thinking before, like, he's going to hear the whole game going on. Do you reckon, is he going to be the sort of guy who's going to be like running past wanting score updates?
We are trying to see if we can get on the big screen.
Dude, that would be mad.
Oh,
That would be nice.
that'd be
We
good.
can. Yeah, we can.
Oh, you can. You're going to get it on?
Well,
And
we
he'd
have
be,
to-
because I wasn't like, I didn't know in terms of like how he's like, don't distract me.
But he loves his rugby league football.
Oh, I know he does.
Loves his rugby league
Parramatta
football.
fan, long suffering, 40 odd years. But
Terrible.
yeah, disgraceful side. Absolutely disgraceful.
Not the point.
No, well, it's not the point, but it's worth addressing. They're a disgraceful rugby league team.
it's
and,
worth
with all
mentioning.
with all of the...
Exactly. And the proof's in the pudding, given the 40 years.
well,
That's all we're
exactly.
saying.
They came third last this year.
I think it would be inhuman not to have the game on for Nedd.
Yes.
So that needs to be done.
But again, I just wasn't sure whether he'd be like distracting, don't want to, need to focus.
But also maybe a nice distraction to see Moses Leota like lay people out, maybe, you know?
Yep.
Maybe that's a nice thing.
Dude, I just don't understand what it takes to be great like that. So I don't know whether like
You don't know where to impose yourself.
well, no, the thing is like I love things to distract me. But that may be one of the reasons I'm not great. You know what I mean? I'll cut corners if I can.
Yeah, is that you're looking for distractions
exactly.
so that you don't have to do
So
it.
that I don't have to focus on it.
Yeah.
Whereas he
Oh,
might
I
be
actually
like,
can't do that
Yeah,
10-day
sorry.
challenge that I'd.
No, the NRL Grand Finals on.
No,
so,
but it's not about that. It's about diving in.
yeah. No, listen, that's all he's doing. Donate for that.
Donate for that.
Over $150,000 if you're just joining us so far has been donated, which is huge.
It's a.
I was going to say the other part for people who want to get involved, there's kind of two parts of his challenge. So it's Nedd's Uncomfortable Challenge. The second part is people can do their own 10-day challenge. So from October 20 to 29,
Yes.
so open everyone else to have a crack.
We were talking about this the other day about what our challenge was going to be. We haven't landed on it.
No, we haven't. We have a little bit of time to come up with one.
We do,
But
because
know
we
this,
thought we
we're
were meant to
doing
be
one.
doing it in the 10 days when he was doing it, and I was like, jeez, it's probably, we're already into it. I haven't got anything lined up. So I don't know. Well, if you've got any ideas, I'm not necessarily going to listen to them either, but I would be interested to hear what some people might be doing.
I'm not an ice bath guy, right? But I'm aware of their benefits, and I've just had an eye on them.
Have you ever done one?
I've done a cold plunge, not an ice bath.
Yeah.
Not a 4 degree, not a 3 degree, nothing like that.
Yeah. The cold plunge is like 11 or something, isn't it?
It's like 10,
Yeah.
you know, which is cold, by
No,
the
it's
way.
like- yeah, of
You
course.
get in there and you're like, this is frigid.
Yes.
But I've eyeballed that 4 degree stuff, haven't done it. Maybe that's mine. 10 days of them.
Yes.
There's one 10 days of speaking like a normal person. Bit harsh.
Is that what's on there? Speaking like it. Listen, that would be near impossible, unfortunately, whoever that friendly.
Oh, I can't do that.
No, I can't do that. This is
10 days of speaking normally? No.
This is, to be honest with you, this is how we speak. This is just it. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what I mean. So, like, if that's not normal,
No,
though,
we'd
so
have to be
I'm-
putting on an accent.
I couldn't do 10 days.
Also,
of an accent.
like,
I'm stuffed, mate.
Almost swore again. What a wrecking that was. 10 days of talking like a normal.
I bet he's got a really high pitched voice. That's just a guess.
10 days of master laps.
10 days of master laps.
Just one.
Just one master lap. 12.84. Yeah.
Mate, that's not the worst.
I could master lap.
It's time. It's a time-consuming one, and obviously, I don't. That sounds like I'm an excuse.
That sounds like an excuse.
It does, but
that's not
reality
that's
is,
not. Hey, that's not the point.
That's not what this is about.
No,
I'm
it's not.
saying we need to find an ice bath. You want me to do master lap, so you sit there in an ice bath for 4 minutes. I'm running 12 and a half Ks.
It's about coming up with your own uncomfortable challenge.
Yes,
Tom.
correct. And one,
That's
but
what it's
also,
about.
you know, yeah. Sorry,
10
back to
days
James.
watching Roosters versus the Eagles prelim final.
That's not fair.
That's
That actually is
well.
uncomfortable though, but that's not fair.
That's 10 days with no socks with shoes. That would be etch.
No, that's because I'm not
Coming
wearing
into
socks.
summer. Have you
But
got socks on?
No, I got me little socks on. Got me, what are they called? Anklet socks.
Someone
Which
said
sounds
10
very-
days of huge pants.
Well, no, we've already got someone doing that. Again, there's going to be people who don't understand the Hello Sport universe going, what in God's name does that mean?
Yeah. 10 days of jet black hair. Okay, so there's a few of the
There's a
audience
few
in
dribblers
here.
in there. Okay.
I tell you what, mate.
10 days of eating meat. I'm currently doing that, baby.
10
I'm in
days
my
of jet black
carnival.
hair. I think you'll find that I did about 24.
Yeah.
So been there, done it.
Yeah, you have.
I haven't locked mine in yet. It may be master laps at AS Marks, maybe. That's pretty close.
Yeah, it is. I don't know if I can do the master laps just given my day-to-day responsibilities with my wife and 2 children.
Could you do them at 3 a.m. like Ned? You probably
Okay.
could.
All right, yeah. You know what? Maybe I could.
Interesting story on ES Mark. So he used to train there, but he wanted to get in there at night. So he would climb over the fence, throw a towel over, climb over the fence, and do the laps there.
Who would do?
Ned
would do this.
So he'd climb the fence. ES
Okay,
Marks.
so obviously I don't have an excuse then because Ned's
3 in the
breaking
morning.
into goddamn run tracks.
Yeah.
So, exactly.
Okay, well, you're going to run at 3 a.m. at AS Marks with me every... No, you're not.
I don't have to because I don't have kids, so I can run at a reasonable time. You make do with what you've got, mate, with the situation you find yourself
Maybe
in.
I'll do the ice baths and you can do the running.
Well, you could do the running.
Has
with the
anyone
ice
got
bath.
any that they're doing? I'd be interested to know because I mean, listen, and I won't say that one. And there's some naughty ones in here.
10 days watching Peter Siddle score a hat-trick on his birthday.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
I probably do that now.
10 days of pot plants getting stolen. God, there's some 10 days of no psoriasis. That's bullshit. Sorry to swear again. That's just mean-spirited. Tell you what, the red trackies do blend in with my face, which is nice. I love Ned Brockman. That's nice from Will Brown.
I'm doing 50K for 10 days.
Jeez.
50 kilometres for 10 days? That's huge.
That's insanity.
From Rowan.
10-day water fast? Is that even legal? What do you do for 10 days? 10 days of 24-hour cheeseburger challenge. Now that would suck. The 24-hour cheeseburger challenge I have done before. I lost a super coach season. I had to go into a McDonald's, Waterloo McDonald's actually. And I had to be there for 24 hours, and every cheeseburger I ate took an hour off the time I was there. And I was in there for 5 hours, so do the math. I can't remember. But I was absolutely... It was tough. I went home, passed out, woke up, thought I'd slept a whole night. I'd been asleep
You were there for 5 hours,
minutes.
you had 19 cheeseburgers.
Yeah.
A sickening number.
Dude,
sickening number.
I was in a bad way.
Yeah. If that impresses you, hit the donate
I
button.
tell you what I could have used, the Good Day toilets after that.
Yep.
Donate.
Exactly right.
Donate.
He looks good though, Ned. Jeez, he's looking good.
Is he having anyone come and run with him?
Yeah, he had a mate last night run with him.
Yep.
For how long? It'd be hard going like, hey, dude, I'm probably going to stop now, eh? It's been a long time.
We were surprised how long his mate he came in and out. He gets a few rests. But a lot of people have asked, can they come and run with him? But obviously, we can't have a lot of people coming in.
No.
And also, it's just the small talk. You know, you're running 160K. and then you have to make a bit of small talk.
Yeah,
Going,
listen, with all due respect to people that might want to run with him just to help him out, which is like, it's a nice offer.
It's a nice gesture.
But small talk's painful. Arguably more painful than the 160 he's doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, you're right, dude. Small talk.
Like, there's a challenge. 10 days of small talk.
Yeah,
10 days of small talk.
With people that you sort of know and haven't seen for ages. And you just got to try and catch up.
And that awkward phase where you're like, I could stop in the street and talk to you. I probably should. I could also just as easily cross the road.
Yeah. Or bury my head in my phone, pretend I'm on a call.
Yeah. You know who we're talking about. So it's getting caught into small talk with those people for 10 days.
Small talk would be so tough, dude. That actually would be an awful challenge, but it'd be hard to. Harry Garside's doing one at the moment where he's talking like a baby to people.
For 30 days.
It only needs to be 10, Harry. That's actually psychotic. I don't know how he's doing that. Much respect to you, Harry.
He'll have something crazy lined up for the uncomfortable challenge, you'd think.
Well, he does them every month.
Oh, he loves them.
Yeah, his uncomfortable challenge should be just to do nothing for 10 days. Put your feet up.
Yeah, you can have this one off.
You can have 10 days off, actually, Harry. Anyway, any more comments in here from you dribblers? What are they? Can we go back there? We've got our donations in, punters and dribblers, don't you worry.
Have you got yours in? That's the question.
That's the real question.
Ours is in. Ours is on the record. Public record.
That's it. $1,000 each. No one needs to donate that much. You donate what you can afford. But every dollar counts. Over 150 grand right now, Edward.
Big number.
Huge number.
Strong number.
And a great start on the way to 10, 20, 30 million.
50, 60 million. Again, just to reiterate, if you're super wealthy and you're watching this, don't be a tight ass.
Yep.
Get the credit out, hit the donate button, and give to We Are Mobilised so we can help fight homelessness in this country. A great cause.
Yep.
One of the great causes. Backed by one of the great men, Nedd Brockman, who's after it again tonight.
That's it.
A lot of people going, oh, is he going to come out today? Of course he is, mate. He's out there ripping and tearing.
How can you doubt the bloke? We were talking about it before. There was a period there with that Australia run where he had something messed up in his leg and he had to drive like 14 hours to get it scanned. And they were
Might have even been longer.
Yeah, but it was like, I vaguely remember it being like, yeah, you probably should just stop running, brother. And then he's like, sweet, and just goes back and then punches out 5 straight 100K days. You're like, doubt this guy at your peril. He's not stopping.
He's not stopping. There's no way he's stopping. So
he might break the record tonight.
Unlikely. But I know what you're saying. I know. I get the sentiment. I get the sentiment.
Like,
the sentiment is
don't shit on it.
The sentiment is
he might.
The sentiment is the guy will not quit.
Don't knock a champion.
Don't knock a champion. Actually, try to. Try to knock a champion.
Well, good luck.
You can't.
Good luck knocking a champion.
Can't be done.
Can't be done.
Hit the donut button.
And instead of leaving, dickhead comments, and there's only a few, donate.
Exactly. So if you're thinking about writing some,
so if you're in the next room, you're still living with mum and dad.
Yeah. If you're in mum and dad, exactly. Well, maybe 29. You're a virgin. You have no mates. You've got like. I'm just patting him. You've got an acne problem. You know what I mean? Like, you're just a bit of a mess, and the only thing that makes you feel something is to write
mean comments
on
about a guy trying to raise millions of dollars for homelessness.
If that's your go,
that's
I'm gonna tell you, bruh. The only way out of your mess is to donate. That's the first step in the right direction, because then you're going to start feeling like a human being again. You're like, I'm actually helping people now.
Wait a minute, I'm not a piece of shit. Sorry, swearing again.
Yeah,
I'm not a bad person.
Exactly, and then maybe, and then you never know. Maybe 5-10 years from now, maybe you're not a virgin, and maybe you've moved out. Maybe you've met someone. Maybe you've turned your life around. Okay, and maybe now you're down at Soup Kitchen. Okay, giving back, helping people that don't have homes in this nation. Maybe and you're thinking back to that moment, that time when you turned your life around. You said, you know what? I refuse to live like this anymore. I refuse to live like a loser. And you hit the donate button. What a special world that would be.
There's the other one. A lot of comments of people who are coming in and saying this is boring to watch, but they're choosing to click and watch.
Well, listen, in fairness, yeah, I don't begrudge anyone finding us boring generally, right? Like, that's absolutely
not
fine.
this part.
I would completely...
Well, listen.
Oh,
if
you mean running?
No.
Yeah, righto, dude. Well, you want to tune in and watch a guy run around a track and have it be like high octane? Go and watch a fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. Like, what are we doing? Go and watch a superhero film if you want high energy.
Yeah.
Right? He's trotting around a track. He's trying to do 160 Ks a day.
Yeah.
Relax. Come in, donate, say good day to Ned, give him a nice comment, give him a cheerio, and then go back to doing whatever you're doing. Maybe it is a Marvel film. But don't come in here expecting him to have fireworks on his shoes.
Exactly. But also I would say it's nice just padding. You can just have it on the background, you know?
It's like the cricket.
Exactly.
Sort of. Like Test cricket.
Like Test cricket. You don't need to watch every ball.
Like Test cricket when the pitch is doing nothing.
You don't need to watch every ball.
No.
You don't have to.
Exactly.
It's like you don't have to watch every lap. You just want to have it on the background just to
Checking
make
how
sure
he's doing.
just to make sure he's still running.
Well, one of the great parts when he was running across Australia was just being able to check in.
He's still running.
Is he still running?
He's still running.
Still running.
Look at him. Jeez, he's got great legs. Donate for the legs.
He does have nice legs.
Donate for his legs.
Yep.
And for the mullet. Jeez, he's looking good. That's just, I'm not biased either. He's looking great.
No, he is, objectively.
He's looking terrific. He's almost halfway through his next master lap. Looking great.
Beautiful.
If you haven't hit that donate button yet, please just hit it. Just hit it.
Hit it. What song is Neddy singing to himself non-stop? I actually don't. We can't hear from in here, unfortunately.
But he's been singing. He's been very vocal. Is there some that he usually goes back to?
He's said one of his favourite is Money Talks AC/DC. And that was the one he ran into at Bondi.
Okay.
There you go.
Bit akadaka.
I think he's also he doesn't mind a bit of Miley Cyrus either.
Bit of Miley Cyrus. Kelly Clarkson.
You need some of those ones, dude. Some real pump-up anthems.
You need bangers, dude.
Yeah.
You need them.
The Proclaimers.
The Proclaimers, they're going to redo it. We might have to hit the Proclaimers up. They got a social media. They got Instagram, the Proclaimers.
Yeah.
I'd be shocked if it was a huge following.
Just like one last explanation of the master lap. I've seen a comment there.
Yep.
I know I get that it's confusing. I get it, but I'm here to simplify it for you. A master lap goes like this. He starts in lane 8. He does 2 laps there. Then he goes into lane 7, 2 laps there. Then lane 6, 2 laps. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then back out again.
Yep.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So essentially, one master lap, he will have done 4 laps in every lane except lane 1, where he's only done 2. Does that make sense? Comes to about 12.84 Ks. After that, he either goes for, a quick feed, maybe a drink, maybe a lie down, maybe a massage, or he just keeps going, but he'll go in the other direction. Why? Probably to just spread the load on his body would be my guess.
Yep.
The Proclaimers do have an Instagram. The Proclaimers official, 7,045 followers.
Listen, I wasn't wrong about the follower count. They just seemed like they were before the social media, Instagram's time. Their fans probably don't even know how to use Instagram. But Proclaimers. You know what also is good about that? The fact that I don't have shitloads of followers. Again, I'm starting to swear the longer this thing's going on. I apologise. They'll probably respond. There's a good chance they'll respond.
Their last post was 4 days ago.
So they're active. We like that. Now, people are asking where's Ned sleeping. He's got some sort of setup underneath here, doesn't he?
He does, yeah. There's a bedroom, or there's a meeting room that we've kind of turned into a bedroom downstairs.
I saw some chippies in there drilling some stuff in one of his stories.
Amazing people at Mitre 10. And then the Accor Hotel Group have very kindly accommodated his support team, the timing guys and things like that. And they then brought all the hotel room stuff over and decked out the room for him.
How good.
Is that right?
Yep.
He's got aircon in there?
He does. He's got a fan.
You need that.
You need aircon.
Oh, God, yeah.
God, you need it.
Yeah.
I believe he cools his bed as well.
Yeah, so the interesting story on the aircon. So when he was travelling last time, he was in a little kind of a small little caravan, and because it was so small and he was sweating so much at night when he tried to sleep, the condensation would come off and kind of he'd be drenched. So we had to give it up and he couldn't sleep there because he would literally wake up drenched.
So you're almost getting tortured no matter where you are. You're tortured on the road and then you're tortured back in your bed.
Yeah, this part is obviously it's a much harder in terms of per day. Sort of
Yep.
He's running on average double, and so that's the harder part. But at least he's he doesn't. When he finishes, he knows where he's going to sleep.
Yes.
Last time, often when he finished, he had to hop in the back of the car and drive 50k to the nearest town.
Yeah, it's
That would
crazy.
be so brutal. Jumping in the car going 50 k's after that, going,
Yes, it would.
Just give me the bed.
And how does he? What's he eating?
He's eating. He's got a whole array of stuff. Grilled burgers. They've grilled us quite a lot of burgers for him. He's been eating those. Lots of kind of lollies, fruit, fair bit of oats. He loves a bit of toasted cheese sandwiches. It just depends. Like he'll come past and we found out yesterday he got handed some snakes and he made it quite clear he doesn't like green.
Okay.
So
Do not give me green again.
Do not.
Or you're going to hear about it.
There you go.
Well, it sounds like they heard about it.
Well, no, that you know. When you know, you know. Give him cold water and
Yep.
no green snakes.
If you hate green snakes too, like I do, hit the no-name button.
Yeah, we all hate green snakes now as a nation. Beautiful.
Beautiful stuff.
Well, this has been fun, guys.
It's been great.
Thanks for having us. We've loved doing it. We love you, Ned, if ever you see this. Very proud of what you're doing and constantly inspired by someone doing what you're doing. Thanks to everyone who donates. Keep donating.
Keep donating. Keep hitting that red
donating. If
button.
you haven't done it yet, keep donating. Thanks for bearing us over the last hour. You've put up with us. And now we're off to get some master laps in.
See you later.
Ciao.